Hey everyone, back at you with another Earth to Mama vlog here on Simple as Could Be. This week's topic is actually pretty special because this Wednesday, March 3rd, is World Wildlife Day. And the reason that's special is because not only am I personally a nature lover and activist, but one of Earth to Mama's core values is to create a safe and better planet, not only for the generations that currently reside here, but for future generations to come. So I thought I would talk about this year's theme of Wildlife Day, as well as a few ways that anyone, and I mean literally anyone, can do their part and make a difference this World Wildlife Day. So let's dive right in. The theme this year is Forests and Livelihoods, Sustaining People and the Planet. So each year, there's a theme that's created to try and focus Nature Conservancy efforts on a specific aspect or area of Nature Conservancy. And this year, we're getting creative and taking our passion for forests, forest species of wild fauna and flora, and for the well-being of forest communities around the world online. Normally, there is a convention that's held for World Wildlife Day, but as COVID is going on, the guidelines don't really permit for that. So there will be a video showing of the convention itself happening online, and all you have to do to see that is go to wildlifeday.org, and everything should be right there for you, as well as a lot of the ways that I'm going to be talking about that you can get involved. So go ahead and check that out for some more information. And before I get into some of the ways that Wildlife Day is talking about getting involved, I thought I could name a few of my ideas, just to show that it's really limited to pretty much your creativity and imagination when it comes to doing your part. So I think that anything from unplugging ghost power, which is essentially like the machines that are running in your house that aren't on, but they're still using energy and power, unplugging those for the day, or even like going a step up and deciding not to use electricity for a certain time period or the entire day, or even choosing not to drive for the day, or commuting or taking a train or walking or riding a bike in order to reduce emissions that day. You can pretty much do anything that you can think of. You can create a local cleanup in your neighborhood or town, community, wherever it is. You can try and raise awareness by just spreading the message that this Wednesday is World Wildlife Day and getting others to be creative in their own ways and seeing how they want to contribute and do their part. So it really can be any sort of effort, even if it's just going outside for a few minutes to an hour to however long you want and just taking some time to acknowledge nature, what you love about it, what you're grateful for about it, and maybe taking some time to think about what actions you could do throughout the year or even the next few years to try and maximize your efforts in doing your part to make a difference. Like I said, it's really limited to your imagination, your creativity. A lot of the time it's fun. It doesn't have to be focused around time or energy or resources. It's finding what works for you and knowing deep down that it's you doing your part and not letting anyone else dictate how you feel when doing your part for nature, if that makes sense. So now I thought I would go into some of the ways that the wildlifeday.org talks about being able to get involved as well. They talk about raising your voice and spreading the message, whether it's personally or through social media, which is, like I said, a great way. I want to take a minute to point out that I think a lot of people don't understand how spreading a message actually can make a huge difference, because when we tell one person and that person tells another person and then another person and then another person, it creates this ripple effect where more people are making change than just the change we're making ourselves, where even though the change we're making is still incredible and we're doing our part, it's the compounded effort of others combined that like makes mind-blowing impacts. So just keep that in mind. Another idea that they used is to engage with influencers, athletes, politicians, business people, ambassadors, key leaders, stuff like that. Show your appreciation for rangers, law enforcement officers, youth conservation leaders, and all those who are on the front lines every day to fight and conserve wildlife. So that could be anything from locally to, your local organizations around you, to globally, like World Wildlife Fund, or whatever you can think of. Again, it's what you feel is your part and how much you can do, because no matter how much you do, that little bit is still more than nothing, and that little bit is going to take us that much further and that much closer to having the ideal planet that we're looking forward to and hoping to get back to for ourselves and for future generations. So another one is to launch a campaign linked to World Wildlife Day. So again, this kind of relates to the local cleanup that I talked about, where you can make it specific to a local issue or species of your own in your own local community and raise awareness on that certain species, a certain area, nature conservation in general, and kind of get others involved and spread the message in that sense as well. Another thing before I get into more of that is World Wildlife Fund, WWF. One of the ways that I actually maintain my annual membership with them is they have a symbolic adoption where you can pay, I think it's like $50 or $55 to symbolically adopt a certain species, where they will put nature conservation efforts toward that specific species. And there's everything you can think of, from like narwhals to Tasmanian devils to prairie dogs to seahorses and pygmy elephants, and just anything you can think of, like I said. And then for that donation, you get a little certificate saying that information about the species that you symbolically adopted, as well as a little plush in the mail as like a reminder that you can keep for yourself, give to your kid, your family member, your loved one, any friend, anything you want. And it's just that little reminder of the help that you did and your part that you made to help Nature Conservancy. And there is even also the option, if you choose to go a step further, where you don't receive a plush in the mail, and that way the maximum amount of your donation will go towards the Nature Conservancy itself, and you will still get the little certificate in your email telling you about the symbolic adoption and thanking you for your efforts. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I know, at least for my area of the world, two species that really could use some conservation efforts right now are honeybees and monarch butterflies. And the cool thing about those two plushes on WWF is they actually come with like a main plush with like two little baby plushes attached to it. So it really is a win-win. It's you're doing your part to help conserve nature, and then you're getting a cute little plush animal in return. And where could you go wrong with that? So back to Wildlife Days ideas. You can organize a presentation at your local school, work, wildlife conservation group. You can even set up a wildlife exhibition for education and awareness building in your area. You can collaborate with local zoos, parks, gardens, aquariums, museums, or even like your local animal rescue, and try to just spread the word and celebrate the awareness of the different biodiversities that we have in our planet. You can use your talent. Again, this is kind of social media related. You can use your talent to help spread the word and awareness of World Wildlife Day by creating any kind of art that you can think of, whether it's a painting, a sculpture, really anything you can think of, and then posting about it on your social media using the hashtags hashtag Forest People Planet, hashtag World Wildlife Day, and hashtag WWD 2021. And you can hold a screening of wildlife films in your area, celebrating or showcasing some of the amazing animals or species or sceneries and landscapes that we have on this planet that we need to protect and preserve. And just have fun. Like they said too, it's pretty much limited to your own creativity. And as long as you're having fun doing your part, that's all that matters. So don't feel that you have to go the extra mile. Any little bit of effort you're putting into World Wildlife Day is making a difference, and the world is better for it. So thank you so much. And if you are going to do something this World Wildlife Day, please, please, please tag me and on whatever you're doing, whether it's social media or reach out to me via email. And I would love to see or hear about your efforts and how you feel Nature Conservancy is important, because I think it's important to get a range of opinions and ideas about Nature Conservancy as well. So thank you so much for being tuned in to this week's vlog. I cannot tell you how much it means to me to have you here. If you have ideas about next week's vlog, please drop them in the comments, because I'd love to talk about whatever it is that you guys would like to talk about, as this is a community and I truly wouldn't be where I am without you. Earth to Mama truly wouldn't be where it is without you. And the world already wouldn't be where it is without you, let alone whatever difference or part you're going to do for this World Wildlife Day. Thank you again so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Mwah!